Welcome to Freshman First Day. This is Mrs. Mikett, one of the librarians, here to speak with you about Book Lovers Club. First, let's do some introductions. We have our librarians and our library assistant. On the left, we've got Mrs. Abdul. In the middle, we have Mr. Williams Taylor. And on the right, we have Mrs. Mikett. We are the faces that you'll see in the Albany High School library. Mrs. Abdul advises for Anime Club. Anime Club is Japanese cartoons and animation and manga books. And Mrs. Mikett advises for Book Lovers Club. Both of these clubs take place after school in the library, and they actually partner on a lot of different events in the library. Again, Mr. Williams Taylor. You'll always see him at the front desk. He's who you check in with when you report to the library. You'll need your ID and your agenda or a pass. More on that later. Students, here we have President Naomi on the left holding the limbo stick. This is an event that we have at the end of every year. Again, that's Naomi. She is our book club president. And then we also have Milton, Yordi, and Mo, our vice president, secretary, and treasurer. They are in charge of a lot of decisions with Naomi for book club. So what do we really do? I get a lot of interesting questions or statements from kids. They say, Miss, I am not joining book club. What I want to say to you is we don't actually read books in book club. We are a library planning committee. We do events, field trips, and author visits. So if you like to read, that's great. You'll get lots of opportunities. But if you don't, that's okay. It's really more of a social club. Here's our first event. In September, we're headed to the Albany Book Festival on the SUNY Albany campus. That's on Saturday, September 29th. That's our first field trip. In October, we have Evan Narcisse. He's one of the comic book illustrators for the Rise of the Black Panther series. Also in October, we have Lijah Day Penaflor. She's the author of All of This Is True. And then in November, we've got our first field trip to the movies. We partner with Spectrum Theaters, and perhaps you've heard of this book, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. It's won several awards. A lot of times when we do field trips, we try to do the book that gets turned into a movie. Now, I will note, most of these field trips, the library partners with Mrs. Contreras. She's an English teacher in the building. So if you want to go on field trips like this, you either have to be in anime club or book club, or you have to be in the good graces of Ms. Contreras. Now, her two daughters also go to Albany High School, and bonus points for any of you that can figure out who they are. Next up, we have our library lock-in. This is usually right before the Thanksgiving holiday. This is on a Friday night at Albany High School. It's usually 7 to 10 p.m. We have had almost 100 kids for every lock-in that we've done. You have access to the computers. We've watched some scary movies. We've had double dutch. We've played cornhole. We've got chess. We have Uno. It's just a place to be with your friends on a Friday night. That's our lock-in November. Then Mrs. Abdul and I do something called read days. So about twice a year, usually the day before a vacation, we shut down the library. We turn off the computers, no cell phones, no textbooks, no homework. There's only reading, books, magazines, or newspapers. And we serve hot cocoa and marshmallows. Our kids love this. We usually have it once before the December holiday and once before February break. Stay tuned for that. We skipped January because January is Regents Month and it's an abbreviated month with the Martin Luther King holiday and New Year's. So we're going to dive right in February. February is our annual trip to the New York State Capitol. This is usually a field trip for upperclassmen in book club where we go and meet with our elected officials and advocate for library funding. And then in March, we partner with Albany Public Library and we actually have a winter dance. If you've ever been to the Arbor Hill Public Library, when you go into that space, there's all of those glass windows and there's this beautiful tile floor in the front. Well, the bookshelves are on wheels. We push all of the bookshelves out of the way, decorate the library, and we have our annual winter dance sponsored by Anime and Book Lovers Club. It's a lot of fun. Then in April, our annual fundraiser is the Promposal Rose Sales. What this means is, let's see, junior prom and senior prom is May and June. So we try to hit the flower sales. So a lot of people are doing roses for no reason or a promposal. And a lot of promposals happen at Albany High in April. So we sold out last year and the prices are really good. So stay tuned for that sale. That's our major fundraiser for book club. In May every year, we have Free Comic Book Day. That's the first Monday in May. We have a free comic book for you in the library for you to choose from. We have games, we have activities, we have a lot of different things going on. We've had video games in the past, but that got kind of crazy. We don't know if we're having video games this year. Stay tuned. But if you like comics, Free Comic Book Day is a big draw for the library. All right. In June, we have our end of the year party. This is a joint party with Anime Club and Book Club. We have our library luau. You notice that we had the limbo contest. We also have a hula hoop contest. It's a great time, and it's our senior send-off. So our graduating seniors from Anime Club and Book Club, it's their kind of party and celebration. So what are you waiting for? Join Book Club or Anime Club if you want. I'll take any questions. And before I do, I'll say one last comment. One of the things that you need to know about Albany High School is it's a pretty big school. There's 2,500 kids, and there's only so many places you can be in the building. If you're not in class or you're not in lunch, the library is really only the other place you can be. So you might think, well, I'm not going to the library or I don't read. But let me tell you, it is the place to see and be seen. There's computers, you can charge your phone, you can relax, you can listen to music on your earbuds. It's the place to be. So it's in your best interest to get to know the library staff and learn about some of the programs we have. Albany High can be stressful and it's a place to de-stress. So get to know us and we'll see you in the library.